I was super lucky or smart enough, or both. Hey there, it's Sam here. While it's raining here in Vietnam, I decided to make a short video because I realized that there are certain decisions I made earlier in my career that were just right and that helped me a lot to see the world differently early on and gain me certain skills that I wouldn't gain otherwise. So first of all, I started like working super early on, and I think this is like for sure something I would recommend to anyone, to actually just get some job rather earlier than later. Like go and do something like when you're 16. And the problem I see often like is that some people are just like focusing on their ego stuff and just like, oh, I need to have just the management position, and or first I will study university or so on. Honestly, like university won't really teach you for your work unless you're doctor, you know, like it's not that relevant. But anyway, like you already want to have some experience, because it will in general it will make you see the world differently, so that you understand that like everyone has some sort of job, and they are like, I don't know, working somewhere. Even better is like to get both job and to try to do something of your own, so that you have more contact with the market yourself and understand the demand of people, or not demand, and understand your own value, and think about yourself as a value provider and not as a person who spends time on something. So the problem with the concept of employment is that in general you're paid for work done and not for your efficiency. Excuse me? Xin lỗi. Okay, my Vietnamese. Anyway, welcome. Okay, I don't think she understood. Anyway, okay, so you will. The problem with employment is that then you just, if you start with employment itself only, and you're not really paid, for example, per project or so, so you may see that like the motivation is not if you are good or not. Like the only thing is like if you're good, so then you won't be fired. So your motivation might be, oh, okay, I have to be good enough to not to be fired and to stay in the job, but like the expectations are not that high and you don't really have any reason to improve yourself. But then you should. She left. Okay. She didn't understand. Really. Nah. Xin lỗi. Okay. Do you think I'm just trying to get here housekeeping because they didn't come yesterday, and I was like I had to resolve it at like 7 p.m. Will you come here? Okay. No. Oh, she went next door. Okay, this will be an interesting series here. Okay, so the thing is that like don't see job in general, like, and I see this in many people who are like even 30 plus. So they see like, okay, I am the person who has to, even like then you feel like you have to learn to get the, like to meet the this is maybe 180 degrees different, in a way that like they think they have to become better to fulfill the requirements of the job. So that like, okay, I don't want to be fired and I want to be a good girl or good boy, and I will learn to get this job and to hopefully get this salary by 5 years into being in this position. That's like another extreme, and I have a lot of like friends who are like this, because obviously they reflect me as being like good girl, good boy, whatever. And the problem is that first, like salary is not scalable, so you know that, and you like see that it feels like you have, as it's like granted and you can plan it and everything, but in reality like they can fire you anyway. And second is that like if you tailor yourself too much into some particular position, for example, if they want you to work like on the intersection of project manager and I don't know, something else like a programmer or something like, you know, extreme. So yes, like of course it's good that you learn more, etc. But the problem is that then like you will never be employable in the same way. So that like you invest too much effort into like getting some super specific knowledge, but then you get fired or you leave, and you understand that like like you cannot find any other job. The same case is like if you're working in some super niche environment. Like I used to work with dedicated servers, and then I understood that like I'm actually unemployable. Like okay, I'm unemployable because of the way how I am, but I was unemployable in this specific niche because there are like let's say competitors who are better than I am are like 3. And they worked in the office, and I didn't want to move to Netherlands or somewhere, so like that's it. And I understood, okay, I have to like learn something different, and I put so much effort into learning the specific knowledge, into actually understanding that I cannot get employed. Of course, it gave me some particular perspective that I'm glad about, but in reality, like if I wouldn't do this, it would be better for myself. And so this is where I want to get that see employment or see any job as your value provided for another value. And it means that also their value should be relevant to you. So if you see just like, okay, I'm just spending my time here to get some particular money, think of like, can I provide some different value to other people as well, meanwhile getting money in return. And just like getting enough confidence of trying to like express yourself into the world and just provide some particular, I don't know, product or knowledge or help someone, like really try to help. Just think of like how you can help someone and see yourself from different perspective and see what value you can provide to other people. Why do I mention it? Because if you today if you like too much dedicate yourself to some particular job, the thing is that like the employer doesn't really care about you that much as you care about a job, and you don't care even about the job, you care about the salary. And the thing is like that think like what this job is to provide to me outside of the salary, like some particular knowledge that you really want to have. So you really like, you enjoy this job. Okay, sorry, housekeeping? No. Okay. And this is where I wanted to get. So, if I was, again, let's say 16, even when you're 16, when you're just at a high school, you actually want to start and try to do something. Like, I know a lot of people who are today, like, very good, and I mean, in their 20s, they're, like, senior position people, because they started doing something when they were like, let's say, 13, 15, 16. And now, okay, if you're older, I don't want to demotivate you so that like you don't know anything about anything enough. Of course, then I know a lot of people who are who in their 30-year-old didn't know anything, and it's okay too. Like and what I wanted to say that it's good to try. When the younger you are, the better to try and to observe if you like it. That's it. Yeah. And I think that even going back, like even when you're like, let's say 15, and go and work, like if you can go and work, for example, in a restaurant or somewhere. Why? Because see it not only that like you get some extra money, you get some money for your life and so on, and to have fun, but also you will learn to work with physical money, work with cash. That is like super good. I mean, it taught me to like, I think it increases your responsibility in general, and to see money in a different way, so that like you are responsible directly for the goods and for money. It's really good thing to have. And I see everyone through this perspective that I went through, but in reality, like most people don't have it, and I think it's really good to something to like know and to learn. And second, you will start learning you will start talking to different kind of people. You saw her in the reflection? She left. She was running. Okay. Okay. And second is that you will start learning to talk to people. And I was just realized, I just realized this. That's why I started talking about it. Is because she left. No. Okay. It's because when we grow up, we are surrounded just by some people who were in the same class at school, who were in the same school, etc. And it's a very limited circle, or it can be our family, or later on it can be just our job, like so our colleagues. And this is very valuable when we try to learn, when we try to meet some new people in our lives, like friends and so on. So then we keep being surrounded by the same sort of people of what we consider norm. But the reality is that like the more people we meet, the more we see different sort of levels. And why I mentioned this, because I was working in hospitality, and I got quickly from like I don't know, some small city pub into like high-end restaurant and bar in the capital. And this part is not something I would like to do today. So I mean, there are a lot of people who just got stuck in this like for their lifetime. I don't think that's good. Like, it's not where you should end. It's something that is good enough for you to learn. And the thing is that then you see like different levels of society and how different people behave and what are their needs and so on. And I would never meet the people who are going to the high-end restaurant when I was 18, 19, and otherwise if I wouldn't work in such places. And again, why is it important? Because it forms your word understanding, it forms your expectations from the word, and also you see, like, you have certain assumption about how these people sort of, for example, how they behave. And you would think like, oh, they will be like pushy and so on, and then you understand that these people actually are super normal and they're the same as you are, just like they have a different perspective on the world. And so I think it's really important to work with different kind of people. Or for you, like if you already are older, I mean, I guess that you want to work in the hospitality right now. Like, let's say you're 35 and you work in IT. You want to move to hospitality to work in a bar now. You can, but and at the same time, I don't want to be surrounded by bar people anyway. But the thing is, like, you can go and just opt in yourself and just to go work. Someone is coming here, and you can opt in and try to try to go somewhere yourself, so that like opt in, and once a month it's enough. Like, just go to some super nice place, like treat yourself super nice. And besides just like you enjoying the moment, you enjoying the experience, etc. So just also see, okay, just see how are the other people, how you feel in the atmosphere, and so on and so on. Why is it important? Because it's like a different experience for you. If you were stuck in the same experience all the time and with the same people, etc., etc., it's like important for you to opt out, like to go into a different environment. So like, I don't know, go to some super nice place. If you're a woman especially, and you were like go somewhere where some like most likely where eat business people, like especially if you're from some sort of society or circle which is used to like complain all the time, etc. So it's good for you, even if you're a man, go into business lunch places. Why? Because no one complains there. Everyone talks business, everyone looks nice and confident and everything. It's like high productive energy and all these things, and you want to surround yourself with that and just like observe this, and it's like different for you, and try to relax in this sort of environment. Like, and then of course I try to get into the environment you want to be in, and yeah, you can apply this to anything, okay? The aim is just like for you to get this different sort of state, and also to see different people and how they behave, and to break your expectations about these people. Yeah, so I mean, this is, I think, what I wanted to say in general, like to work with money, to get responsibility, to have some responsibility at job, and to meet these kind of different people. I understand that it forms our word understanding. So yeah, vâng, yeah, cảm ơn. Okay, so yeah, good luck, and let me share with me your thoughts. And okay, one more thing is that I really believe that it's better for you to start earlier than later, because then the story ended well with the housekeeping. So the thing is that I see now a lot of people, or I am even reading now a book, Daring Greatly. It's about vulnerability. It's a really nice book. And there the lady shares something like that in her 30s she was just finishing bachelor and she was hoping for it. And I'm like, when you're 30-year-old and I'm just 28 and I've been already working for 12 years, it's a lot. I mean, the difference in your word understanding and in the relationship with work, I think we should enjoy life. But you know, like now I can enjoy life much more. This is where I am. Like, it's so beautiful. Anyway. So yeah, I try to enjoy life, right? But I can do it because I already made enough money, and I cannot imagine that I would start working like in 3 years or 2 years even. Like, okay, let's say 2 years. So that like I would just begin, and I wouldn't have enough like work confidence, or I would think like, oh, I already know everything, and then it breaks because you understand that like you know nothing, and that university doesn't really teach you enough for work and so on. So start at least some job earlier than later. Start making some money rather earlier than later. I think that when I think of some like successful friends, there are some people who never were employed and who were always just like entrepreneurs, and there's a really difficult this sort of switch when you are too long in the employment and then you switch into the entrepreneurship. So like it's really difficult, and you need sort of like you know, enough confidence and so on. Despite in reality it's not that difficult. You just like really reflect and you see the world as it is, and you are more honest with yourself. But yeah, it's really different switch. So I would recommend you to try to provide some services or something, and to create again like some value to people rather earlier than later. So yeah, that's it. Okay, take care. I'll await your comments. I'm really curious about what you think. And yeah, this was Talk with Sam.